Hello and happy Monday, September 14th. You might have noticed that your Omni Update experience or logging in to edit the LMC website is just a little bit different. So today I released the button that said for everybody to have version 11. I've actually had it for a little while just to preview it to make sure that there wasn't any bugs, and so far I haven't found any major bugs. It's mostly an appearance upgrade. There's a few little added benefits, which I'll include the link to their promo video, and there's a few things that I think are a little annoying, but I found some workarounds for dealing with it as well. But overall, I think it's a good improvement. It's a soft launch. They do plan to do more of a major upgrade, but this is just a soft upgrade for right now, so it doesn't disrupt anybody's workflow. So I'm just going to go through what a typical web editing experience is pretty fast. But again, just nothing new as far as this. You're just going to navigate to the page you want to edit, which in this case, I'll just do the web support page. You go down to the bottom, click the last updated date, and you're in it like normal. I think the thing that you're going to see the most is an interface change. Everything's a lot more white and less gray, less dated, a little bit more modern look. We don't have buttons that look like push buttons anymore. We have more of what they call the flat design, which is just a much more modern design trend right now. So again, more of a flat design button if I want to click on this main content and click edit. And here I think is the biggest difference is the ribbon at the top. We still have all the same icons we did before. But what you might notice depending on your screen is something a little bit more like this. So now that it's the pandemic time, a lot of people are working from at home and they're on laptops, and your screen real estate is not that big, or your fonts are set a little bit big, and this ribbon takes up so much room on the screen. You might even see it a little bit like this. So your web editing experience is this small little space right here. On version 10, if you wanted to click on the chain link and it wasn't appearing up there because your screen resolution was large, it would be off the edge right here, and there was a little scroll bar, and you just scrolled sideways and you found it. Well, they got rid of that scroll bar, and now all of the icons wrap, making 4 rows of headers. Well, the workaround is up here by default. It'll probably see this view, and you'll see these 2 arrows going in opposite direction called toggle focus mode. And what that does is it hides the name of the file that you're working on. So as long as you know what you're working on, or you can just toggle it back and forth to figure out what you're working on. I happen to be working on the home page for the web support, so it's called index. But if I was working on, say, the contact page, it would be called contactweb.pcf. Well, I know what I'm working on, so I don't need that anymore, so I can toggle that off. So that gives me a little bit more screen real estate. But if you really want to zoom back out and see what you're looking at, you don't want this, I am on a Mac, so you can just push Command minus. I think it's Control minus, or on the equivalent of that of lowering down your font sizes on your browser, and that just puts you in a much bigger amount in order to see what's on the screen. So that helps. Okay, so here I am. I'm going to push it back and forward a little bit more so you can see this is an actual improvement, I think. So down at the bottom of this page is a link to contact the web administrator. Now, say I wanted to change this link. This isn't such a big deal for this page because I hardly have any text on this page. But like, say, our online resources page is like a lot of links, or transfer center, or any of these financial aid, any of these pages that have lots of links for you to look at. It gets to be tedious if you're going to keep changing those. And in version 10, when you changed a link, it would bump you back up to the top of the page, and then you had to scroll back down again. But on this, if I wanted to change that, so I'm just going to break this link to something else. And there, I've made it to like a link to nowhere with a pound sign in there. Click save, and it still stays there. It doesn't jump to the top. So that's a pretty nice thing. I'm going to undo what I just did because I don't want a link to somewhere. I want them to actually know that you can't contact me. Okay, so that's pretty nice. One other thing that's kind of different is the table menu, and I think this is kind of a plus. And I am going to zoom out because that is annoying. So say I put this table in there, big old table, here we are. And say I was zoomed in and I wanted to see this. This isn't new. This has been in the version 10 feature, but this icon, the last one in the row, which looks like arrows going out from the square, if I click on that, it makes it then the working area you're working on the focus mode. So that helps, another thing that helps give you some space. So I'm going to put my screen size back to normal, and you can toggle back out of focus mode. So there you go. Okay. The other thing that's different is in the tables. If I click in it now, you'll see that there's a pop-up that comes up with these icons. Hopefully they're mostly self-explanatory, but I think this one here, haven't used this one. It looks like it's to get rid of that row. Yeah, I got rid of that one row in the middle. Here you can plus say row. I'm not even sure what that one does. Oh, I guess for the whole table. That's really good to know. Undo. Split a row. Actually, that combines a row. Yeah, you can play with those. If you don't like those, what you had in the past is still there. So going up to the less waffly looking menu, it used to be more waffly looking, so I call it the waffle menu. Everything is still there. So if you like to get to it that way, versus trying to figure out those icons there, it is there. So I'm going to delete that table. All right. So other than that, there isn't really a lot of differences, except up here at the top, it's no longer a blue bar. It's a white bar. So any of my old help videos where I say go up to the blue bar, content, and pages, well, it's a white bar now. Also too, it used to be that you click on this and hover over this, or actually you wouldn't click, you would hover over this and then you'd see these pages. Well, they got rid of that hover thing because people were just clicking and then this drop down menu wasn't appearing. So they got rid of that. So you got to click and then you can go to pages. So I think that's a lot more user intuitive, and you go to pages and it wants you to save whatever. Okay, fine. This is pretty much the same, except for it's a little bit cleaned up. Things are a bit combined now. So when you used to hover over each one of these files and then say publish, a little menu would pop up. So they got rid of that and they put it in the 3 dots. So if you push the 3 dots, then now you see the things that like publish or file or things like that. So instead of hovering, you just click on this little 3 dot thing or hamburger menu, whatever you want to call it. And that gets your menu. Another cool thing is this little feedback here. Again, the light bulb is the same, the checked out, but the unpublished thing, this tells you that you've made some changes to this file. You might even checked it back in, but you haven't published it. So you can quickly scan to see what's published. If you want to check in files again, you can just click the light bulb. That's the same. Or there's another way to do it, and that is to come up here to the top and click on dashboard, my dashboard. And that's a little bit different. And what I kind of like is this thing here. It might be in a different spot in your screen because you can move these things around as you see fit. But this tells you the activity of things that, well, for me, I see other people as well. But for you, you're going to see your activity and what you did when, oops, sorry, I invoked the close-up menu there. And then over here, you can just check in things if you want to check them in just down the list. So that's a quick way to find out your checked out content and your inbox and various stuff like that. So other than that, not a lot of differences. There are some things I wish they fixed, like editing images sometimes don't save. You have to do a save as in order to edit an image in their window. I think I'll show that to you, since if you're still with me at this point, I'll show you a little problem as far as that in case you ran into this yourself. So if I click main content, and I was playing around to see if their image thing worked, and it kind of did. It rotated it. So you wanted to edit an image, you go up to here, you click on the image that you wanted to insert, and over in the lower right hand corner is that edit image thing. And I'm going to rotate it again back to here, And if I click save and I click insert, save again, come down here, it's still rotated. It's so annoying. And the workaround is to instead go up here, do the same thing you did before, and edit the image, and then you do a save as. So for example, this image is rotated. I'll save as, let's call it normal, save, and it's saved. So I saved as, and then I cancel out of this one. Cancel out of this because it's not showing until we've kind of told it was there. Go back to the part and the file picker, and then there's my normal, and click insert. Okay, click save. All right, so there, now it's actually saved. It's kind of a long workaround, so if you're just gonna do a lot of images, I say edit it externally or whatever. They didn't fix that part. Yeah, but the rest of it is just tiny tweaks, and that's it. And so, but if there is something I'm missing, please let me know. Send me an email or a text. Or there's just, there's a lot of different ways you can do the same thing, and you might miss something. So please don't ever hesitate to let me know, because I don't know all things. And send me an email is probably the best way to reach me. It comes across my phone, so I try to respond. And if I don't respond, send me another email, because I do get lots of emails and I just sometimes miss some, or think that I've responded and I only responded in my head and you didn't get that. So anyway, have a great Monday and hope all is well.